Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Friday night here in Perth. We're in Perth, Australia, and it is such a nice evening. I can't show it to you because the sun's setting and you can't really see anything because it's going down behind the houses, but it's beautiful. The sun is shining, but anyway, I didn't come here today to give you a weather forecast, obviously. Oh, honestly, I don't even know why I come out with some stuff sometimes. And check this out, I've got like last night's lash and brow going on. I don't even know what this is as normal, but anyway, here I am, rocking up on video to share with you some stuff. What am I sharing today? Well, the thing that I am sharing today with you guys is sharing your message, like how to actually show up and that was nice, wasn't it? It's like super attractive. How to show up and share online when issues get in the way, right? Some of you know that the past few weeks have been slightly technically challenging for me. That's just like the biggest understatement ever. And today, no different. Surprise, surprise, because I hadn't obviously learned the lessons that I needed to learn, which I think I have now, and I'm here with you, and this is why this video is actually flowing really smoothly for a change. So what am I talking about? Today I tried to record, I've got an itch, sorry guys. I tried to record this video 5 times today, and one time, and the reason it didn't, my app kept crashing, couldn't do it, whatever. And at one point I recorded a really nice video. Istra sat on my lap and she had fallen off a skateboard, so she just wanted mummy cuddles, and she said, oh, it's okay mummy, just carry on and do your video, I'll just sit on your lap and just relax. And I said okay. Anyway, she got the giggles halfway through, and so we were both just in fits of laughter, and it was such a nice video. Like, I kind of really wish that you guys had seen it, but it obviously wasn't meant to be. And I was a bit annoyed when it got deleted because I was like, oh, it was so perfect to share. And obviously it had a really amazing message inside as well, which I was kind of proud of that I did it with Istra on my lap, because that wasn't, you know, it's not always easy running your business with kids around, right? It's just not. It really, or it's as easy as you allow it to be, right? But yeah, so I was super annoyed that it got deleted. And anyway, long story short, I created these 5 videos. The last one got deleted, and then Rob said to me tonight, do you want to come out with us, or are you going to stay here and work? And I was like, what kind of question is that? It's a Friday night, you guys are going down to the beach and to the food truck market. I was like, I'm coming to the beach and the food truck market. And I was like, well, actually, I kind of felt like I'd been gifted a bit of an opportunity. And he said, well, okay, that's fine, of course you can come, and I want you to come, but you did say earlier you wanted some space to work, so I thought you might want to stay. And I was like, oh, actually I do want to stay. And now what has come out as a result is this video, and it's come about as a result of having time and space to create it, right? And me protecting that time. But that's not what I wanted to tell you, because sometimes you just can't protect that time. Like earlier when I had Istra in my lap, had that video uploaded as it was meant to, it would have been perfect and I would have shared it anyway, right? You don't always have time and space. You can't just sometimes create time and space. It's about learning to create in the mess, if you like, especially when you're traveling as a full-time family, right? It just doesn't happen where you have all these perfect, you know, 5 or 6 hours a day of complete bliss and silence. It just doesn't happen like that, especially when you're homeschooling. And so what I realized was, when I sat down to do this video, was not only that you need time and space, right? Because like I said, you don't always have that. But what matters the most is that you let whatever message needs to come out. So this video is completely different from the video that I created earlier. My video earlier was all about the post that I posted yesterday on my Facebook page. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. What am I talking about? Why haven't you seen it? Go on my Facebook profile. Charlie Kingsland Barrow, you're watching me. I'm just like, what am I talking about? Anyway, so I wrote this post about the dreams that I used to have as a kid, which were nightmares actually, and how they were about wolves and about being a lone wolf. And I talked about the lone wolf in terms of entrepreneurialism, because I believe that actually you have to kind of be a lone wolf in order to be successful. And I definitely kind of attribute that fact to my success to some degree. It's the fact that I am pretty much a lone wolf, which is why I'm here on my own and everyone else at the beach and with the food trucks, right? Hey guys, next Saturday I'm going to the food trucks, right? I am. Maybe I'll video from the beach. And anyway, so I was writing about how I was talking about how I wrote that post yesterday, and while I was writing that post, a new idea came to mind for a course or program. And this course or program that I'm actually going to launch next week, sneak peek, ta-da, is how I sell out my luxury, high-end destination coaching retreats, right? So this is for you that I'm launching next week. If you also want to add that as an income stream, right, to your business, if you want to create your own mentoring destination retreats that sell out every time that you create them, and I've been creating these retreats now for about 4 or 5 years, they always sell out, the places always go, and they are hugely transformational. This year I'm going to Milan, Florence. Guys, my client messaged me when I put out the Milan retreats on Instagram, and she was like, oh my gosh, you put out Milan retreats and you didn't invite me. And I was like, well, you didn't first come to mind because you had one like last year. And she's like, yeah, but I want another one, and actually I don't want it in Milan. Would you like to come and do it at the Four Seasons in Florence? Okay, sure, why not? So that's where we're doing that one. So there's one in Milan, I've got one in Florence, and then I've got my Cyprus group retreat. So excited about all of them, but especially my group retreat, because that's obviously going to be in a place that's very special to me, but also has this incredible goddess vibe going on. So I can't wait for that, and that's sold out as well. So basically I was thinking about these things as I was writing the post, but these two things were completely unrelated. So my earlier video was about how to trust this. Well, I guess actually it's the same message, interestingly. It's about trusting the stuff that comes through to you, even if it doesn't seem relevant or it seems completely unrelated to what you're talking about in the present moment. Even if it just comes out of nowhere, you are gifted these ideas for a reason, and you have to learn to trust and follow that, and not kind of put barriers in the way, and think about all the reasons or things that you should be creating or doing instead, and then come back to it. Because generally what happens is that idea goes, and usually you know that it goes because you'll find someone else doing that exact same idea a week later. Now that I've announced that on here, someone else I'm sure will be doing my course or program a week later, because that's what always happens, right? But you can't, because I'm just joking, by the way. Enough room for everyone, guys, right? The collective. I'm only joking. Anyway, kind of. So I was talking about that on my video, and then obviously the video crashed, and what happened as a result is me sharing this with you, which is about you cannot put these expectations and barriers around what you should be saying, launching, selling, creating online, because often what will come out is really different to how you originally thought or intended. So I thought I was going to be writing this post about wildness and power and stepping into your strength as an individual, not just part of the collective. And I was writing that, but at the same time I was kind of having this thing, or this download, if you like, or connection to source or spirit, whatever you want to call it, come through to me, and it was like, you need to be launching this program, this is the next program you need to create, launch and sell. And I was like, what, why? This is completely like, where has this come from? And obviously it's linked to a lot of the energy that I've got at the moment around my retreats and around my one-to-one intensives and around my private clients, and we're going to have so much fun this summer. But equally, at the same time, it was a bit disconcerting for me. I was like, can't I just finish the bloody post first? And today, when all those tech crashes happened, it was like, but I really want to sit there and talk about, how to go and create and launch and sell these amazing things. Not necessarily retreats. This is just like how to go with ideas. And I talked for ages on that. It was like double the amount of time that I've spent talking about it now. And it was really powerful and really valuable. But at the same time, obviously it wasn't what I was supposed to be sharing, because otherwise that's what you'd be hearing about now. And instead, what I'm letting you know and what I've learned, again, not like I haven't learned it before, but again, is that you have to trust that eventually, if you have a purpose or connection, if you like, to spirit, to source, to the things that make you as an artist, as a visionary, ultimately what is supposed to be coming through, that means what you're talking about online, or in your art, or in your dance that you do today, or whatever it is, right, in your yoga practice, in your meditation, in your book, in your blog, in your photography, whatever else it is that you do, right, whatever else it is that all of my clients do, right, we're all multi-passionate, because humans are, right, that's a whole nother story, I'll get into that another day. Oh, it's Friday night. I really felt like I should have gone to the beach and had a glass of wine or something from a food truck. But anyway, I'm here sharing this with you guys. And yeah, so the point really is that you have to trust that eventually, ultimately, what needs to come through will come through. Even if at the time it feels really difficult, feels like an uphill struggle, sometimes actually what is best is just to step back and go, oh, I'm just done with it. And then it comes through. It's like, so many times I've had writer's block, in inverted commas, because I don't actually think it exists. I think it's just, well, it just doesn't exist. and then I've gone away and gone, oh, I just can't, I'm just going to go for a walk, or just go to the bathroom or something. And I don't know if I'm the only one, I'm pretty sure I'm not, but how many of us have ideas on the toilet? That would be me. and probably possibly you as well. And sometimes you just need to step away from it and let that energy kind of flow without having to force it. And this is what I was doing earlier. I was sat down with Istria, without Istria as well, because before that she was off playing somewhere on the skateboard, and I was trying to force this message that I thought I should be talking about, when actually this is what I needed to be talking about. So it's not necessarily about selling. It's not about how to sell high ticket programs or whatever. That's my course next week. It's not always how to sell out your retreats or add it as an income stream to your business, and just have so much fun doing it and selling out to people you really want to go on your retreats as well, which always happens to me. And then, because I set my intention for that, but more about that next week. Make sure you're on my mailing list, by the way, guys, if you want to hear about this. Find me at www.freedomandflourish.com, or check me out on iTunes. I have a podcast. Did I tell you I have a podcast? I have a podcast. And I've just uploaded, well, I haven't, my team have, just uploaded today's episode, which is about how to stay high energy. I actually recorded it months ago, so I can't really remember what it's about. But the title said, how to be high energy. So I said, team, could you upload this? Because it's not a podcast and people have been asking for new podcasts. So here it is, an old new podcast. So yeah, find me there. Make sure you're on my mailing list, or send me a message if you want to hear about how to host and run your own intensive VIP one-to-one coaching days or retreats, because it's coming at you next week. Yeah, so that's it. That's my Friday night message for you. It's not like you're going to get a Saturday. See, what am I doing? I don't even know what's going on. What day is it? Saturday? Actually, it doesn't really matter, because I'm sure you're in a different time zone to me, so maybe it's Friday night for you. Yeah, and the message for you is don't restrict your message, which is completely different to what I was going to say, but that is the message that needs to come through, and this is what you need to do if you want to be a powerful creator whose message means something to people, whose words and art form actually creates and impacts and changes lives, right? You have to go with the message and let it come through you, even if, and sometimes you have to release it from that push that you're doing, because sometimes actually that's not what's supposed to come through at all, right? And again, going back to what I was talking about in the book, there's been so many times where I've already pushed and tried to sit there and think of something and telling myself that I've got this writer's block, when actually I haven't. I just need to release for a bit, and then it comes out, and it's always different to what I thought I should be writing, right? And I've used to have it when I used to paint, not that I did a whole ton of painting, but tried. Or in my sketchbooks even sometimes, right? As a photographer, I have these beautiful sketchbooks, and sometimes I'd just be sat at the blank page going, what am I supposed to stick or paint or draw or, vision in here? And then I would go away, and then it would come to me, and it would be like this whole amazing idea that was fleshed out in full. You have to be able to give your ideas room to breathe, but also be prepared that they might change, and not trying to keep force something that isn't working, and trust that it will when it is supposed to. So, enjoy your Friday/Saturday, whatever time it is in the world for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.